810 at 580 CFRA. Keenan Wellar is the co-founder and CEO of LiveWorkPlay Community Living Ottawa, and has worked for some considerable period of time with supported housing for people with intellectual disabilities. Some of the funding comes from different sources, and we'll talk to Keenan about it, and maybe we can streamline that just a little bit. Keenan, thanks very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
As mentioned earlier, the Rideau Regional Center will officially be closed as of next Tuesday. That brings up a whole lot of issues, including what will be done with it down in Smiths Falls and what are the potential uses, and there's a real upside to that.
Right.
And I think we all understand the desire to deinstitutionalize, and that philosophy is fine, as long as once you deinstitutionalize, the people who are then sent out into the community get the kind of support and care that they received, a wonderful level of care, at Rideau Regional.
Right.
And are you experiencing, in your efforts to integrate these folks into communities, are you experiencing a welcoming kind of atmosphere?
Right. Well, our organization actually works with people who've never experienced an institution, and that's always, we came around in 1995 and started working with people who were about 20 years old at the time. So for them, it wasn't even an option. So we've been kind of exploring and learning about attitudes for some time, but certainly with my colleagues in the field around the city who have taken on quite a large number of people from Rideau Regional, I know about some of their experiences and their challenges, and we also have them as well with the younger people that we serve.
Well, okay, let's talk, brass tacks here.
Sure.
Deinstitutionalizing, bringing into the community, means basically having folks move in next door.
Right.
And it means that if you're a welcoming community, that you do things like, we're going to do some gardening today, and there's a certain amount of volunteerism and a great deal of good neighborliness that could be put in place. Is it going in place?
I think for the vast majority it is. However, there is a very difficult minority of people that I would say simply have a challenge with difference and don't necessarily want to learn how to accommodate that. They just know that they don't want it around them.
Not in my neighborhood, not in my backyard.
Right. I mean, we've had some outrageous ways of people describing the people we support, kind of associating them with anything from, drug addicts to whatever sort of negative influence you could imagine. And it's, of course, a ridiculous association, but they stick with it for reasons only known to them, I guess.
And so how do you break down that barrier?
Well, you focus on the people that are supportive, and it is the vast majority. And they don't tend to speak up because they're just going about their lives being good people like most people in Ottawa are. So it is really difficult if you focus too much attention on the small number of negative people. That just brings, it invades the privacy of the people that we're supporting who just want to go about their life as well. So it's a touchy bit of work.
Yeah, so somebody who's coming with an intellectual disability would, generally speaking, go into what, in terms of your organization,
right,
what kind of a housing situation would they be in?
So our organization, we're looking at the typical range of market housing, from apartments to condominiums and townhomes, and the whole range of basically normal accommodations.
You're not talking group home here. You're talking, it's, to some degree, sometimes it's supportive,
right,
but you're talking living in an apartment right next to the other apartment.
Right, and we do outside-in supports. So we would have perhaps a social worker or just a support worker who helps with finances would come in to the apartment at the invitation of the person. So this is a lot about, for us, it's all about power. So who is in charge? It's not a staff that's in charge of you. You are a person living in the community, and you are bringing in the supports you need to be successful.
And you work with a lot of young people. You've brought some in and introduced them to us. And what a change it's meant to them to have their own place and be responsible for keeping it tidy and making their meals and going shopping, things that they were never expected to do before, and that, quite frankly, sometimes people thought they could not do.
Right, and I'm sure there is some of that going on, even for older residents who've left places like Rideau Regional. That is a very different transition than the kind of thing that we're supporting, but there is lots and lots of positive stories from across Ontario about those.